How's it, Reeza?
Hi.
Welcome to Durban. I
Yeah.
think two questions from my side. Firstly, Durban is looking a bit overcast for this weekend. Just your thoughts on what to expect. Plenty fast bowlers in your squad as well. Do you think that's a good mix heading against India, who's a subcontinental side, pretty used to conditions like this?
Yeah, obviously there has been a couple of days of rain, but hopefully the weather stays the way it is and clears up come Friday. But yeah, our squad, we're obviously quite happy with our squad, and as you mentioned, a lot of fast bowlers, some key names, and Jansen and Gerald that's back. So yeah, we're obviously looking forward to it against India. It's always exciting to play against them. So it's going to be a challenging series. Yeah, and we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we can start well Friday.
Mitlali is a newcomer to the squad. He's earning his first cap for under the Proteas in the T20 squad. There's also some World Cup guys, you being one of them. Keshav is also part of the side. It's his home side as well. Do you think that mixture sort of gives the youngsters a little bit, or the newcomers rather, a little bit of a boost?
Recording in progress.
Yeah, we've got a good mix, as you mentioned, a couple of new faces and some guys that's been around. So I think, yeah, the mix is really good, and it's important for them, obviously, to be exposed to this level, the young faces or the new faces. And yeah, I'm sure they'll learn a lot over the next couple of days and weeks. And yeah, if they get the opportunity, I'm sure they'll be quite keen and eager to get out there and showcase their skills. Yeah, but in general, yeah, very good mix, and hopefully they can learn from it. And obviously, as with guys that's been in the squad, it's again another opportunity for them to show what they're about, and obviously again a big series against India.
Reeza, there was a period the past 2 years where you scored 10 50s in T20 internationals before a recent slump at the World Cup. How close, Reeza, are you to that terrific form that had you score so many 50s?
Yeah, that was obviously a good run, as you mentioned, and a bit of a slump at the World Cup. But yeah, recently I managed to get some runs against Ireland, the recent series, T20 series. So yeah, hopefully I'm close. Hopefully that can continue, and hopefully yeah, the runs can keep coming. But yeah, that's part of the game, and yeah, it obviously was disappointing at the time at the World Cup. But yeah, we move on. Got a couple of runs, so hopefully I can continue with that good form and put in some more good performances.
Sorry, can I just ask a follow-up?
Sure.
Don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reeza, when looking at that little bit of a slump, obviously the conditions in the West Indies were not conducive to good stroke making. I understand it. Was there any technical things that bothered you, or was it just the lack of confidence, or what do you put it down to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the conditions were quite challenging, as you mentioned. Technically, nothing really stood out where I would put it down to. But I think, yeah, obviously it was just the time, and yeah, when it started, it just never ended. It obviously continued for a good couple of games, but longer than I would have liked. But as I mentioned as well, it's part of the game. Yeah, and hopefully I'm out of it now, and again, as I mentioned, hopefully the runs can continue, and hopefully I can continue to put in those good performances again. Yeah.
Thanks, Fonny. Johan?
Hi, Reeza. India's without a few star players. There's about 4 played in that World Cup T20 final, but there's never such a thing as a bad Indian team. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. India, we've seen at the IPL all the names that's coming through from the IPL. So yeah, there's definitely no such thing as a weak Indian team. They're producing. They've got a lot of players. So their depth is massive. So yeah, it will be challenging. Definitely a exciting series to be part of, and I'm sure there'll be some good cricket on display.
Thanks, Johan. Kate?
Thanks, Rishi. How's it, Reeza? Reeza, you recently became the highest run scorer in the history of the domestic T20. Your team Lions, of course, won the competition as well. this kind of speaks to someone who understands what winning T20 is and who also really understands their T20 game. What would you say are the key factors, A, in your success as a T20 batter, and just in terms of winning T20 in South African conditions?
Yeah, where do I start? It's obviously nice again to win a trophy with the Lions. Yeah, and then obviously, as you mentioned, you obviously made me aware of it in the eliminator against Titans, that I would be reaching the highest run scorer. So yeah, as a player, obviously milestones are part of it, something we don't think of. We obviously just go out there as batters to try and score runs and win games. So yeah, it's quite an achievement. So grateful for that. And yeah, being part of the Lions, winning another trophy, it's always nice to be part of a winning team and a winning culture, and an unbelievable team as Lions. So yeah, I mean, over the years I've been around, so I try and keep it as simple as possible and try and formulate plans that kind of works for me. And over the years it has been, so I try and stick to that as much as possible. Yeah, unfortunately it paid off, and hopefully again the runs can continue and those plans can continue to work for me now and going forward. Yeah.
Thanks, Ken. Telford?
Thanks, Lucy. How's it, Reeza? You guys played some really gutsy cricket to get into the World Cup final, but from that final, you've lost 5 of your last 6 T20s. Is that just a fallout from what happened in that game in the final, or is there, what kind of reason do you think is for that?
Yeah, I don't know what to put it down to, but yeah, we obviously lost that game, and then a couple of series after that we didn't have most of our players that played in that game. So yeah, I don't exactly know what it is, but we obviously gave new opportunities to players in the last couple of series, and fortunately we didn't get the results we wanted. But I think there's a lot of learnings coming from those tours, and coming now up against India is again another opportunity, and hopefully we can correct that and put in the results we after. Yeah.
Thanks. Telford, Zahir?
Reeza, how are you doing? Reeza, obviously having played in a couple of T20 World Cups already, and the next one's for like 2 years away, you're probably going to be like 37. What are the ambitions to be at that World Cup? And obviously, do you feel that just in your Lions team, the guys are knocking on the door? Do you feel that the guys pushing you every game? I've got to go out and I've got to perform, and I need to keep these chihuahuas at bay, basically.
Yeah, look, I mean, I would love to be part of it, but yeah, as you mentioned, that's still a couple of years from now. Yeah, I'll take it as it comes. Still feel good. A lot of guys are playing up until age 40 plus nowadays, so I'll try and push as long as I can, as long as the desire and passion is still there. So yeah, and as long as I'm still scoring runs, so I'll see how it goes. And yeah, as you mentioned, there's a lot of guys coming through the system now. So yeah, as long as I'm selected and as long as I'm scoring runs and putting and winning games for the teams, yeah, I'm gonna try and push as long as I possibly can. Yeah.
Thanks, Zahir. And then we'll look to take the last couple of questions. Nick?
Thanks, Lucy. How's it, Reeza? You mentioned about how you sort of changed the squad up a bit on the tour of the West Indies and over in the UAE. What's it like when you get sort of the call back? So you get the likes of obviously Dave Malay, KG back in the mix, Heinrich Klaas and all those sort of guys. What's the sort of feeling amongst the squad when those sort of, don't really say bigger name players, but when the bigger name players come back into the mix?
Yeah, it's obviously exciting to have them back. World-class players coming into the squad obviously just boost the morale in the squad, and yeah, gets guys excited. So yeah, it's obviously good to have them back, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Great. Zahir, is that a new hand or is that the existing one?
It's a new one.
Perfect. Please go ahead.
Okay. In just from your overall T20 game, Reeza, you talk about sticking to a game plan and knowing how you want to go, but the game's also evolved in a very rapid space of time. You're moving to a new franchise in the new year. They say change is as good as a holiday, and playing with Robbie next year. Do you think that'll bring a new element to you coming down to Jamaica Cape Town?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, every coach has their ways to go about it, and as you mentioned, the game is evolving, so coaches comes with their ideas. So as players, we try and keep up with those standards and those plans that the coaches want for players. So yeah, the game is evolving, and I would love to think that my plans are evolving as well, and obviously try and keep up with the level that the game is played with at and the standard it's played with at this point. And whatever new things come to mind or plans, and hopefully I can obviously adjust and keep up with that. But as mentioned, it's exciting to work with a new coach like Robbie come January, and see what his plans are for me, and hopefully I can then adjust accordingly.